Fall asleep fast and envision a beautiful sleepscape at the end of the day with this calm bedtime story and meditation for grown-ups. You are listening to The Rocky Mountain Cabin, a deep sleep story set in the Rocky Mountains of Colorado. A winding forest trail offers renewal with crystal springs, a chance encounter with a bohemian soul, and a time to bond with your beloved pet. You return to a rustic cabin overlooking the snow-capped mountains and pristine starry sky and fall asleep. It's time to dream away. I would like to welcome you to Michelle's Sanctuary. I am Michelle, and as you listen, think of me as a dear friend and guide. I am your advocate for inner peace and sleep. No matter how hard a day has been, or how concerned you are about tomorrow, you have this special time to focus on the present moment and use your imagination to self-soothe and relax. Mold this experience in any way you desire to meet your needs right now. Your needs and comfort matter most. Relax in the safety of the four walls of your room that shut out the distractions of the outside world. This is your sacred place for dreaming. Appreciate the softness of your bed and the sanctuary you create in your body and mind. Know you may let go of my voice and fall asleep at any point if that feels best. Let out a big, generous sigh and make a sound as you sink into your bed. Visualize evergreen trees that sprout up around your bed as you inhale the fresh air of the Rocky Mountains. It smells and feels as pure as the crystal blue skies above Colorado. And when you have sipped in all that your lungs will permit, open your mouth and yawn. Let that yawn become a sigh as you surrender. Your lungs inflate once more with an onrush of peace delivered by the pine aroma of the mountain air that your imagination conjures. Expand until your lungs fill to their maximum capacity, and open your mouth in a tired yawn. Signal to your body that you are ready for rest. Signal to your nerve cells that they are free to float and luxuriate in this moment. Enjoy the simple pleasures of your bedtime ritual. Take one more breath, yawning and sighing at your own pace. Notice how pleasant it is to tend to yourself. And find stillness after you sink deeper into your pillows and bed. It's time for the story to begin. Shakespeare wrote, "Our peace shall stand as firm as rocky mountains." There is a cabin where you go for equanimity and to slow down time when the world becomes too much. Nestled within a forest in the Rocky Mountains, images of this rustic escape come to mind and tranquilize racing thoughts and concerns. So long as you have a place to go to unwind, you can handle all the world throws your way. The Rocky Mountains, or the Rockies, is the largest mountain range in the United States. They rise so high above sea level that the air becomes thin and intoxicating. As you acclimate to the elevation, your heart pounds a little harder. You take more conscious breaths with an awareness of your body. Gratitude pours over you like the white-hot afternoon sun, with an appreciation for all that your body does to adapt and function. Your loyal dog walks alongside you, panting in a smile and revealing their gleaming white canines and watermelon pink tongue. Your heart swells, knowing that you are giving your devoted furry friend an experience that they deserve, an experience that all animals deserve. The sky is a piercing shade of blue, so bright and close that you feel lost in a reverie. Luminous white wispy clouds slither across the sky slowly, as if they too wish to hover above the looming Rockies and stay for a spell. You take in a deep breath, and the marriage of flint, fresh water, evergreen, and sweet earth aromas create a soothing olfactory elixir. And while the weather can be harsh atop the white-capped mountains in winter and scorching in the valleys in summer, the perfection of this day makes such challenges seem impossible. There is no room for strife on this afternoon walk. You dress in shorts and hiking boots, with a flannel shirt in your favorite color tied around your waist. It hugs around you and makes you feel secure. It's always important to layer this time of year when the mornings are brisk and the afternoons are hot. Your feet crunch on a path of steel gray stones, crushed like the ice of a slushie. Each shape is different and shimmers in the sun. You stretch your arms overhead and smile spontaneously. You don't know why, nor do you need to know why, but the feeling makes your skin tingle. Your arms are covered with goosebumps of pleasure as the sun cloaks you in a radiant shower of light and warmth. You come upon a trail that weaves through a forested area, and your pup races ahead. The light filters through the lush branches of lodgepole pine trees. A gentle breeze rustles the needles. The light brown trunks are straight as a pin and barren from the roots to the upper third of the tree. The lodgepole pine is the perfect name for an evergreen that looks like a Christmas tree on a stilt. The lightweight wood was once used to make teepees. You run your fingers across the small bumps of the coarse bark and imagine the trunks forming a teepee around you. Perhaps it is the thin air, or maybe it is the magic of the Rockies. But for some reason, every sensual experience creates layers of visuals and ideas about the land and all those who came before you. The hush of the breeze joins the babbling sounds of a nearby spring. A finch calls out overhead as it swoops down from the branches and lands on the earth. You look into its beady eyes and feel its resilience as you connect with its life force. Your dog is distracted by the aromatic soil as they press their wet black nose across the dirt, and it becomes a magnet for pine needles. You call for them and they come running. You bend down to dust the pine needles and pitch from their muzzle. You then rise and follow the aquatic sounds, venturing slightly off the trail. You come to a clearing to discover a cold spring nestled within red-tinted boulders. Vibrant wildflowers in shades of crimson, lavender, strawberry pink, periwinkle, and fiery orange scatter around the perimeter of the metallic blue-green water. You slowly walk through the wildflowers, savoring their softness as they brush against your bare legs. You close your eyes to feel the breeze caress your face. This is the place you are meant to come to for peace, for restoration. All the noise of the modern world is mute, and all the performative acts of your daily life are forgotten. Because this is life. This is why you came to this world. To connect, to feel good, to be in tune with nature and all the glorious sensations to be felt on a day like this. You walk towards a boulder and sit down. You pat on the grainy rock made hot by the sun and indicate for your dog to join you. You untie the braided laces of your hiking boots, and they slip between your fingers. This day heightens a childlike awareness and draws out your desire to curiously explore textures. The boulder is solid and unyielding beneath you. You dip your toes into the gently flowing water. The temperature surprises you, like stepping on a small puddle of melted ice on kitchen linoleum. As you adjust to the temperature, you allow your feet to sink deeper until the water rises to your ankles. The softly flowing water soothes your tired feet, numbing your muscles and offering a lovely contrast to the heat of the boulder and late day sun. Your pup looks over the edge as a school of tiny silver fish darts across the spring. Obedient and loyal, your pet waits for permission to jump into the water. You tease your sweet animal for a moment by inquiring if they want to go swim. With perked ears and a wagging tail, you extend your arm towards the spring as an invitation for them to go for it. The scene plays out slowly in suspended animation, and your mind captures a mental picture of your dog mid-air. Their mouth opens in glee, and the feathery clouds and gradient of soothing blues of the sky create a magical backdrop. The joyous splash in the water spreads droplets that seem to fall at a quarter of the speed they normally would. Sunlight hits them to form rainbows in the tiny orbs that land on your legs. They feel cool and refreshing. You reach for a smooth stick, weathered by time and perfect for playing fetch. You throw it towards the heart of the spring, and your dog swims through the metallic water to claim it. Their taut muscles flex, and their fur coat shines. You feel awestruck by the diversity of beauty in nature. You focus on small details that you often overlook. The reflections on the water, the purity of the air, all the work your body seamlessly does so you can be in this divine moment, alive and thriving. In every moment of life, so many things are going right for you to simply be. Your dog runs along the bank with a stick and climbs atop the warm rock, leaving dripping paw prints in their wake. You throw the stick back into the spring, and they jump in and splash you as they fervently doggy paddle to fetch it. You lose count of how many rounds you go, but with each throw and return, and for your pup each catch and release, the afternoon deliciously wanes on. Your dog begins to slow down and lies atop the rock like a lizard sunning. They rest their head on their front paws and close their eyes. You catch your reflection on the water as clouds dreamily move across the spring in a mystical overlay. Looking down, you see the most content version of yourself and your beloved companion in an oasis of enduring stone and vibrant flowers. And if you could, you would capture this moment in an oil painting to hang upon your bedroom wall, to remember how it felt to be high atop the Rocky Mountains, full of life and bliss. You begin to stretch, ready to return to the trail. Your pup rises and instinctively shakes, even though their fur is now dry. Your socks are warm from the sun, and as you put them on, the soft fabric brings a second start to the day. Soon you are back on the trail that weaves parallel to the mountain road, where a small village of cottages is spread out. Most who come to this mountain town are artists and bohemians who live simply and derive creative inspiration from this special place. You follow a trail of pine cones and pick one up to smell the minty sweet aroma. A woman in ethereal, vibrant floral fabrics gathers pine cones in a basket up ahead. Silver hair flows down her back over a flouncy blouse that reveals her tan shoulders. The pattern on her skirt could have been painted by Monet and helps her blend into the greenery of the forest like a modern-day nymph. Your dog runs ahead, eager to greet her. She responds with a hearty laugh that cuts through the sounds of the woods. Her energy is radiant like the sun, pouring over you with warmth and hope. You hurry ahead to introduce yourself and your pup. The lines around her eyes crinkle as she tells you her name is Mora. Her irises are a striking shade of violet with sapphire specks. She seems familiar to you, or perhaps her tone and demeanor remind you of a beloved grade school teacher or maternal influence. She asks if you would like to join her on the walk to her cottage, expressing how nice it is to make a new friend. You agree and soon learn her cottage is on the way to your cabin. You have passed by the aquamarine painted fence many times before and felt curious about who lives there. In summer, her yard becomes a fairy garden, abundant with flowers, vegetables, berries, and stone sculptures that depict feminine beauty and goddesses. As you approach her cottage, she asks if you would join her for some tea in the garden. Your dog stays close on Mora's heels, and you realize that your furry companion has decided for you. The door of the gate swings open and creates a sound like the high notes of a piccolo before it claps behind you. You walk among pink mountain heather and bluebells that sway gently on the breeze like the long fabric of Mora's skirt. She introduces you to her work, statues that depict goddesses of hope, good health, and love. Mora leads you around the back of the colorfully painted cottage with a lilac-hued porch, cobalt blue shutters, and a daffodil yellow front door. A pergola drips in sweet-smelling wisteria. Small twinkling fairy lights wrap around the wooden beams and sparkle. A white wicker table and chairs with fuchsia and teal cushions are below the pergola. Maura sets her basket of pine cones on the table and tells you to make yourself comfortable. The sun becomes more saturated in golden tones as it lowers towards the silhouette of snow-capped mountains in the distance. Your pup settles on the tiles beneath the pergola. Maura soon returns with a boldly hand-painted tray that holds a pitcher of iced tea, glasses, and a ceramic bowl of fresh water for your dog. You help her place the water on the ground, and your dog begins to drink. She pours the tea into the glasses. It smells sweet, herbaceous, and exotic. It is the ideal temperature, and the silky beverage slips down your throat when you drink and offers relief from the dry mountain air. Glass prisms in the shapes of stars, diamonds, and roses dangle from branches and sparkle around you with tiny rainbows. You remark on how much her home is like being inside a rainbow. She says, "I really appreciate you saying that. I came to Colorado to live a colorful life. You know, some people operate as a classic box of crayons. You get 8 colors and have to work from there. But I have always strived to live the life of a 120 count box. Bring me all the shades, emotions, and vibrance this life has to offer. Being able to express each one is truly a gift." You look around and take in the rich greens, the blue sky, and feelings wash over you in waves, far more than could ever be contained in a box of 8 colors. You feel gratitude and then longing. You feel happiness, followed by a touch of sadness when you realize this moment will pass. You feel childlike and inspired, while also safe and at peace. You revel in the complexity of all the feelings that come like waves of color. Maura reveals she has lived an unlikely path for a woman in her 80s and from her generation. She chose long ago to be a single woman in nature and remain child-free, so all her nurturing energy could be used to mother a world in need of mothering. I know you did not come here for advice, and I'm not one to push it on anyone. Everyone has their own path to forge and dreams to realize. But my greatest hope in this life is that one day the world will be full of souls brave enough and inspired to the point they listen to what their lives deserve and not the voices of others. When you come close to the end, you look back and realize only you are left to reconcile with the path behind you. So make sure to choose the path you want. You lean back into the fuchsia and teal cushions that remind you of a lotus flower and lily pad floating on a pond. The two of you dreamily look at the sky as Aura, a white short-haired cat, walks on a flagstone path to greet your dog. Amber light pours over the steely mountains, and their magnanimous presence connects you with your inner fortitude. Mora's garden heals you. Your mind drifts to the dreams and desires you have for your life. You pause and ask, but what if there are times you don't know what you want or where you want to go? Mora smiles thoughtfully. Aura jumps onto her lap and curls up into a ball. She does every day. Gravitate towards what brings you joy and be curious. If you listen, all the answers will be there. And don't just rely on your mind. You think your mind keeps you, but your body does. Sometimes people are so afraid of pain that they avoid feeling anything. But whether it's pain or pleasure, it's an indicator of the direction you should take. You know, the greatest growth and discovery occur during uncomfortable times. Look at these mountains that took thousands of years to form. They didn't question the journey. They withstood the test of time. Mora reaches into an embroidered satchel that hangs around her neck and withdraws a piece of clear quartz. The glassy edges sprout out of a milky white base, as jagged as the peaks of the Rockies. The piece reminds you of a glacier that is broken off and floats towards new adventures. It feels cool and solid when she places it in the heart of your palm. This rock crystal is an amplifier. Whatever you put into it will come back to you in greater ways than you can imagine. Let it remind you to pour into things that will pour back into you. You are the most important person in your life. The sky begins to darken as the sun disappears behind the western mountain peaks. You rise knowing it's best to walk the remaining half-mile home before it gets too dark. You thank Mora for her kindness and hospitality. She says, "Don't be a stranger. Come visit whenever you like." You place the quartz in your pocket and leave. You close the aquamarine gate behind you with a sense you will one day return. You walk beneath the twilight sky and the silhouette of pine trees that form a canopy overhead. It is still light enough to find your way back to the cabin as the moon rises and illuminates the path. Your dog stays close to your side, and you see the soft orange glow of your porch light in the distance. The outline of the cabin glows in the spotlight from a nearly full moon. You inhale the cool night air and untie the flannel shirt around your waist and put it over your t-shirt. Crickets and owls sing their nocturnal songs. A coyote calls from a nearby cliff, and the howl echoes through the valley. You walk on a stone path to your rustic cabin. and climb the copper-brown wooden steps to the porch. Your pup follows behind you as you take a seat on a porch swing to stargaze. With your help, your dog jumps up to join you, and together you softly rock back and forth and look at the sky. The snow-capped mountains glow in pearly light. As you look closer, you see the many shades of purples, blues, grays, browns, and greens that color the night. You think about Mora and her desire to live in a vibrant world where you feel all the colors and diverse array of emotions available to you. Right now you feel peace, bliss, fulfillment, tired, dreamy, hopeful, at ease, blessed, and joyous. Motivated by the chill of the night, you look at the Milky Way one last time before entering the cozy, warm confines of your cabin. Inside smells like cedar and cinnamon candles. The exposed wooden beams are wrapped in colorful lights, as they have always been. But given the journey of the day, you pay special attention to the hypnotic hues. This cabin fits you like a well-worn leather baseball mitt handed down through generations. It is comforting and warm. Built-in shelves showcase photos of you throughout life, smiling, pouting, celebrating, and expressing a huge range of human emotions throughout your childhood and adulthood. The candid shots make you aware that you are living life with a full box of crayons. Your pup nudges you towards the bedroom, eager and ready to cuddle for the night. You walk down the hall to the bathroom and enjoy a quick shower as the forest air blows through an open window. You inhale the mountain air that cuts through the steam that fills the room. You lather cedar soap on your skin and wash away the dirt from the trail. As you do, your muscles relax. They are tired and carry the memories of the wonderful adventures throughout the day. You step out of the shower onto a plush bath mat that is soft beneath your heavy feet. You dry off and change into pajamas and pick up your clothes from the floor. Lace doilies and curtains decorate the rooms of the cabin, passed down from the original owners of the rustic home. They remind you of a simpler time. The windows open out onto the night, and a cross breeze welcomes you to the bedroom. You dig into a pocket of your shorts to grab the clear quartz from Mora. Your dog is already asleep at the end of the bed as you pull back the quilt and sheets. You hold the cool, jagged crystal in your hand and look at it in the gauzy red glow of light from an antique hurricane lamp on the bedstand. This crystal makes you feel special and empowered to imagine the path you wish to take, and to be conscious of what you pour your energy into. You set it on the nightstand and turn off the light. You sink into the pillows and close your eyes as you begin to drift between your waking and sleeping life. You inhale deeply and smell the freshly laundered sheets and cedar soap on your skin. You exhale and let go. Your muscles melt, your joints release, and your body prepares to surrender to the night. A day of unexpected turns brought you back to the familiar place where you may fall asleep, letting go, feeling tranquil, welcoming respite from the world as you go deeper and deeper within, ready to fall asleep. It's time to dream away.